York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about these Knicks versus the Bucks. The Knicks lose to the Bucks in the thriller. A tight game throughout. 109 to 103. RJ Barrett gives you 26 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Julius Randle gives you 18 points, 5 assists, and 8 rebounds. Money-making Mitch with the monster game. 15 points, 20 rebounds, 11 of those offensive. Jalen Brunson gives you 17 points and 5 assists. The Knicks give you 19 offensive boards. They foul out the Greek Freak in the fourth quarter, but they could not overcome the three-point shooting and the playmaking of the Bucks down the stretch. It was a close one. It was a game. Remember, actually a pretty good game, an entertaining game, and it hurt. It really hurt. I was kind of pissed. I'm a little bit calmer now that it took me a while to set up, but I was pissed before this. But we're gonna talk about it all. Before we even talk about the game, first let me introduce you to my guy. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the god, the stats, and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Tough loss for the Knicks tonight. But it's against the Bucks, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it's against the Bucks. It is what it is. Overall, you know you can't hang your head on this one. But before I get to the details of the game, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you're here, if you've seen this show multiple times and you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe already and join the KOT family. Also, big shout out to FubuTV.com. That's FubuTV.com. If you go to FubuTV.com/KOT, you will get MSG and watch the Knicks free for 7 days. And then you can also choose to buy it a little bit later on. And if you do, we get a portion of that. And you can enjoy MSG, other sports channels. I watch Martin sometimes, or whatever else you want to watch on it. All right. Now, let's get to it. Ryan, this is tough, man. This is really tough. I have mixed feelings. I'm not super down because I kind of liked our effort today. This is one of the top teams in the East, the top team in the East, and to be a championship contending team. And we were right there, toe to toe, blow for blow. We tied the game at 103 with 47 seconds left, and we just couldn't get over the hump. Whether it was Jalen Brunson missing free throws, 104, the guy who has a clutch team on his team, whether it's RJ Barrett, who did pretty well, shot 7-8 from the free throw line, but missed that one free throw at the wrong time. Whether it was Mitch missing free throws, whether it was the Grayson Allen 3 at the end over RJ, or even just RJ chucking up a 3 at the end of the vise. Bruh. We were right there, but we just couldn't get over the hump. I want to avenge the ladder that was pushed over on the 76ers home court because I thought Antetokounmpo did it wrong, and I thought we was going to avenge the ladder today, but it didn't happen, Ryan. So I don't know. I'm pissed, but you tell me what you saw from this game and what do you think you can take away from it?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Lately, the Knicks have been showing that they can hang with the good teams in the NBA. And tonight was another example of them hanging with a team, well, one of the better teams, one of the championship contending teams in the NBA. And I think the Knicks played a good game tonight, despite the fact that they lost.
Yeah.
You know, great game by Mitch. Mitch was definitely, in my opinion, the best player on the court tonight.
MVP
15
for me.
points, 20 rebounds. played great defense. Mitch definitely stepped up tonight. You know, when we signed Mitch to that 4-year, $60 million contract, you know, it was performances like the one he had tonight. That's what I was imagining from him when he signed that contract, and he definitely stepped up tonight. So big up Mitch, money making Mitch. You know, just one of those gritty games because both teams shot bad from the field. Both teams shot bad from three. You know, Knicks 3-point defense wasn't as bad as it was in previous games this season. You know, they actually stepped up to the pace defensively. It's just, I think the only difference tonight was the fact that the Bucks hit shots in the clutch that they needed, and the Knicks couldn't hit those clutch shots.
Yeah,
that was pretty much the difference in the game. So, are you upset that the Knicks lost tonight? Of course, because you know you don't want to lose, and the Knicks had an opportunity to win tonight. But at the same time, it's like you could be proud of their effort that they put in. You know, RJ Barrett lately looked like he's been turning around. The Bodman is coming out.
Yeah,
you know, which I'm happy about. So it's a tough loss, but it's one that you know you're not too upset about because they did hang around with the team that's championship contending.
Yeah, and I see that the score is flipped, so I'm trying to work on that. Sorry, guys, but I'll say this. This is one of those things where experience kind of won over. I think the pressure of the Knicks being in so many close games and not being able to get over the hump kind of got to them a little bit. Jalen Brunson in particular, a guy who's had the clutch team gene for us. He's top 5 in the NBA in clutch shots. I don't remember exactly the number, but he's in good company, and now he's missing free throws. I think we, like you said, Ryan G, we're getting closer. And if you've been watching this team for the past few years, between this season and last season, you can see that we're going longer stretches in the fourth quarter without making dumb plays. And that's a really, really good sign. When you can go in crunch time and go 5, 6, 7 plays in a row without ill-advised shots, chucking, not moving the ball around too much, not getting the shot in the spot where your guys can finish, you know, that's when you can, you know, when you can't do that, that's when you're in trouble. But we're going longer stretches over these games of making the right plays. So we are moving in the right direction. It's just a little bit more of a mental tweak. You know what I mean? The only ill-advised shot I really saw was the RJ Barrett 3. But you make some free throws. Really, and we're back in this game. Free throws really hurt us today. Looking at 3, we are 13 from 20 from a free throw line and lost by 2.
Yeah.
You know? So you take that to the bank. This is one of those games we can build on. This is one of those games you can really build on. And I think, you know what? I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine as time goes on. And here's why. And the defense to me was the biggest concern over the season. And it looks like the defense took a turn today for the better. What did you think of the defense, Ryan?
Yeah, I think one of the big reasons why the Knicks were in the game tonight was because of their defense. You know, early in the season, you know, with other teams, when teams penetrate into the paint, they were easily able to break down the Knicks defense, passing the ball in the perimeter, and the Knicks were trying to scramble back. And they didn't have their rotations in check, and teams were able to get off easy threes. But, you know, tonight I've seen several situations where the Bucks were able to break down the Knicks defense, but the Knicks were able to recover on the rotations at the 3-point line, and the Knicks weren't doing that early in the season. So I think that's a big positive right there because, you know, because at the moment, like Jalen Brunson, he definitely has that clutch gene, but, you know, right now the Knicks don't really have that bona fide superstar player, and if the Knicks are going to stay in games, it has to be done on the defensive end. That's the chance that they have, especially to beat the good teams in the NBA. So I saw a lot of positive signs from their defense today, and I'm just hoping that they can continue this going forward because their rotations tonight definitely seemed like they were on point.
And I think the addition of Grimes back in that starting lineup, combined with Mitchell Robinson finally being back and healthy, is going to propel our defense even higher. As of now, we're looking at our stats, 7th in the NBA in points per game at 115.8, 24th in the league in defensive rating at 114.1. To give you some insight on who's number one, it is the Bucks, number one in defensive rating at 106. As you might know, defensive rating, the lowest. If you the lower the score, the better it is. So, Bucks at 106, and you can see it today. I'm gonna start off talking about this Grimes and Mitch tandem. Now, Grimes, I said it on Twitter. This dude, between him and Mitch, they're like the hardest working dudes in the NBA, man. I've seen Grimes run, shut off driving lanes, close out on threes, get crossed, recover, get crossed again and recover. Grimes is all over the damn place. No wonder he got injured, because this guy works so damn hard, and his positional defense is on some next level elite stuff. And when I look at him and Mitch together, it's like poetry in motion. Mitch, I feel like a part of Mitch, because Mitch stayed in the game a long time today, Ryan, didn't really foul a lot. I think the fact that our point of attack defense is getting a lot better since Grimes has been here. It leaves Mitch to not have to help as much, and because he doesn't help as much, he then does not have to foul as much, and then you start to see his rebound numbers go up, because now all he has to do is take care of his man for most of the time, and then you look up, all of a sudden this man has a 20 rebound game. So I think the Grimes coming back to the Knicks has helped a lot. And you can even look at the Grizzlies game. First half of the Grizzlies game, when Grimes and Mitch was together, the Grizzlies only had 2 offensive rebounds. When Grimes was off the floor in the second half, Steve Adams was going ape, getting rebounds, and I think they finished with like 15 or something offensive rebounds at the end of the game. So I really think that Grimes and Mitch pairing, you have to kind of start to keep that together, because one feeds off the other to me when I'm looking at that. I don't know. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, definitely. Grimes has definitely helped, because when you look at the Knicks don't really have any great point of attack defenders like that. So with Grimes coming into the lineup, Grimes is definitely that great point of attack defender. He gets over screens and he makes it difficult for guards to penetrate into the paint. And then when you make it difficult for guards to penetrate into the paint, that makes Mitch's job way more easier, because now Mitch doesn't have to guard 2 guys at the same time. Mitch can pretty much stick to his guy and know that Grimes is there to guard the guard as he's getting to the basket. And and yeah, like you said, because when Mitch only has to worry about his man, because I think even tonight, like we complain about Mitch's perimeter defense at times, but tonight, Mitch didn't look that bad guarding the perimeter tonight. I mean, there were a couple situations where Giannis was going downhill on him, and he had no choice but to foul Giannis. But I mean, when Giannis is going downhill on anybody, I mean, it's pretty much a bucket, because it's hard to stop that.
He stopped Giannis from going downhill a couple of plays. He put the clamps on Giannis for like a play, all right? Had him shooting fadeaway corner 15-footers or whatnot. Mitch did his job today.
Exactly. So the fact that, you have the Knicks sticking to their rotations, Grimes being that great point of attack defender, that allows Mitch to just stick to his man. And then, as you can see, when Mitch is able to stick to his man, he defends well. He's able to grab boards and produce. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that Grimes-Mitch combination, it definitely seems like it's a good look for the Knicks.
The battle of the 3-point shooting big man and Brook Lopez versus Mitchell Robinson. Who won that matchup today?
Mitch, duh.
That's for you, Lee, who's not here. Yeah, shout out to Mitch. And this is why we have Mitch, guys. We have Mitch to battle these behemoth centers and Brook Lopez. Bully this guy. You know, you're gonna use him to bully Brook Lopez, Steve Adams, Capella, and then on top of that, there's gonna be these in between centers who are kind of like 6'11", but not as good as Mitch, and he's gonna bully them too. You know what I mean? So that's why I love Mitch on this team. Obviously, I would like to have Sims. What happened?
No, I was about to say, don't forget, he bullied Giannis on a few plays too. He got some rebounds from Giannis as well.
Exactly. He bullied Giannis a few plays too. So shout out to Mitch. He had a great game. Love what I've seen from the Block Nest Monster. My man is not overpaid. Not overplayed at all. Shout out to my guy, the Block Nest Monster. All right. But let's move on. But before we move on, shout out to the chat real quick. Shout out to Roberto Rivera Jr. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to Mansa Deshaun NYK. Shout out to Craig Ward, my real fake cousin Winston Ellis, and my man Fritz Alessandor, the best mod in the game. If you want to talk Knicks with us, you already know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you call that number 319-527-6241. That's 319-527-6241. It's actually, the phone number is not on the screen anymore because my graphic isn't up. But maybe you can type that in for us, Ryan or Fritz, so people know where to call in. But let's talk about, you alluded to before, RJ Barrett. You know, we lost this game, but there's still a lot of things that really went well. And like you said, we're looking close. We're looking close, but I just want to see this effort on defense to continue from here on out. And if we have that effort continued from here on out, we'll be fine. Because I do believe that Jalen Brunson will start to figure it out, and I do believe that at some point Grimes will start to shoot a little bit better threes, and RJ Barrett might hopefully start to shoot better as well. But I liked how RJ played today. I kind of liked it. 2 of 4 from 3, 8 of 15 from the field, 53%. Really lived in the mid-range, and for once, well, I feel like he's starting to slow down once he gets in the paint and not looking to just rush up and chuck up shots once he gets in the paint out of fear. He's either getting there, being patient, getting to that floater, looking for a Mitch, or kicking out from 3. I think the game is starting to slow down a little bit for him. Hopefully that's the truth. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, he's definitely taking more time as he gets into the paint. Like, he's not, because early in the season, what RJ Barrett used to do is that he used to drive it to the paint and he used to try to force his way to get all the way to the basket. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 defender, 2 defenders, 3 defenders on him in the paint. Like, he would just try to force his way into the basket and then throw up a shot, and it usually would get blocked, or it would just be a bad shot because there's so many defenders around him defending that shot. But now you see RJ kind of like feeling his way into the paint. Because even today, like, he felt his way into the paint. He took his time. Then he threw up like a couple like floaters or like jump hooks in the paint, which we didn't see RJ doing earlier in the season. He was just trying to force his way to the basket. So I think those are positive signs right there. And we just recently gave RJ Barrett that big contract, and and pretty much all we want to see from him is growth.
Yes.
And pretty much like it seems like he's getting into the groove now where he's becoming more efficient. He's taking more time in the paint, throwing up better shots, and his 3-point shot seems to be coming around as well as of late. So like I said, there's glimpses the bottom is coming back. I just hope that it continues to come back and RJ shows why he got that extension coming into the season.
Yeah, I think being at home helps. Being in one place helps. Now you can come back in the middle of the night and shoot your threes and shoot your shots and get into more of a rhythm without having to worry about getting on the plane. I think the defense has kind of benefited from that as well. We've been home for a long time. Usually there's not as much time to practice on the road, but when you're at home for our long home stretches, there's more time to do that. So maybe that has a lot to do with defense as well. But Another sign of RJ Barrett's growth today was even in crunch time. Even though I didn't like the pull up go ahead three, I didn't like that one at all.
Bruh.
I will say the play before that was interesting because Brunson missed the free throws. Julius Randle gave Brunson the ball. I think Brunson went to the hole and bricked it. Next play down the, and that's important because Julius Randle is willingly giving up the ball to Brunson at the end of the games, which
Yes,
is
he is. Yes, he is.
which is amazing to me. Second play, I think Randle gives Brunson the ball again. Brunson brings the ball up, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm giving it to RJ. RJ actually makes a pretty nice play. He drives to the hole and gets Mitchell Robinson that dunk attempt that he gets fouled on, and that's something that I don't know if RJ Barrett was even doing last week. You know,
Yeah.
in crunch time, you seen it. RJ Barrett is going to the hole with 3 defenders on him, a guy waving in the corner open for 3, and he won't even kick it out. This time he's setting up Mitch for an easy dunk. So I'm starting to see like little spurts of growth from RJ. This is like the 3rd game in a row where I feel like he isn't chucking the ball and he's playing good team offense. And overall, even though the assist numbers don't really reflect it, we only had 18 assists today. I feel like overall, we tried to pass the ball around with just making shots, with the exception of that point when Julius Randle was going ape in the first quarter because Jalen Brunson tweaked his ankle.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That was that little 5 or 6 minute whatever that was.
Yeah.
Where Randall was like, I got the juice now. It just started going ISO. Was crazy. Like, throw that whole quarter away. But other than that, I felt like the Knicks actually tried to move the ball.
Yeah, facts. I agree. Yeah, this is one of those games where you were like, yeah, there's a whole lot of bad Julius Randle, and he would do well to just throw this game away and come back fresh in the game against the Mavericks because tonight was not a good night by Julius at all.
Yeah, 8-24 from the field. He hit a couple of buckets in the fourth quarter to keep it close. I actually liked the defense he played for like 90% of the time. There was a few plays where I felt like him and Hartenstein got a little bit lazy, and I think Compton strolled to the hole with no resistance. And there was another play where George Hill drives to the hole and shoots a floater, and Julius Randle just drops back as he's coming forward, and he scores on him, and then he starts yelling at IQ for bad defense.
Bruh.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, whose man's is this, man? Hey, yo, get your man's, Ryan. Why is my man holding IQ accountable when IQ is not even accountable? IQ don't even have an account. Like, what's up with that, bro?
Yeah, I was kind of laughing at that because I was like, Julius, I was like, yo, where was IQ at fault? Because I'm like, I didn't see where IQ was at fault here. So I'm like, why are you shouting at the dude for? And then what's funny is that I think on the next play, he scores. I think I don't remember if it was like and one
Yeah.
or Then he pulls IQ again to the side and starts talking to him again. I'm like, yo, like chill. That wasn't IQ. Like IQ was not wrong on that. Like, why are you talking to this man like as if this man did something wrong?
I'm looking for Brunson or Droz to step in, like, hold on, that's my man's chill. Like, I don't know, man. Julius is tripping today, man. Julius, like, even the play with Julius asked the ball from IQ and dribbled for like 24 seconds, 21 seconds into the 24-second violation. That was interesting too.
Yeah.
That was all interesting. But all in all, good defensive effort by these Knicks. We really, listen, if we play like this for the next few games, we'll be fine. We have the Mavs coming up on Saturday. That should be if we play like this, we'll be fine. If we play like this, we'll be fine. And we'll smack up on Kemba Walker and all the other ex-Knicks who's on those Mavs.
Facts, because it's like, yo, that's gonna probably be the Kemba revenge game. But the thing is, every bucket Kemba scores on us, we're gonna score buckets on Kemba as well. So it's gonna go back and forth. So at the end of the day, it's gonna cancel out 0-0. Even if Kemba scores, because if Kemba scores 20, Brunson gonna give 25.
It's gonna be up to IQ because Kemba's coming off the bench. I'm expecting IQ to come on over and put him on skates. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so that means if Kemba scores 20, IQ gonna give him 15 at least.
Exactly. JT Redick says the Kemba Frank revenge game. The Kemba Frank Bullock. Who else is on?
That's like half their squad. Tim Hardaway,
Theo, everybody.
Thanks.
Theo Penson. Yeah. All our benches on there. That's their whole team revenge game over there. Man, yo, salute to the chat, man. If you want to call in, you already know what that is. Call the number 319-527-6241. That's 319-527-6241. The phone lines are open. And yeah, listen, Ryan. Now let's just talk about, man. I talk about everything I want to talk about. Everything else is really just the bench. What's up with the bench today?
Yeah, the bench didn't really show up today. Let me see. I had the stat here somewhere. Yeah, so the bench tonight scored a total of, you had Derrick Rose with 4, Quickly with 4, Hartenstein with 2, Reddish with 3, Topper with 7. Together, if you count it up right quick, that's like 8, 10, 13.
20?
Yeah, 20 points altogether. So, yeah, the bench didn't really show up tonight. And you can tell by the minute distribution, Thibs definitely leaned on his starting lineup tonight because the bench didn't get much production. Derrick Rose, 10 minutes. Quickly had the most of 18 minutes. Hartenstein, 10 minutes. Reddish, 14, topping 14. So, yeah, the bench didn't really show up tonight. The Knicks really had to lean on their starters to try to pull this game through. Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I felt I thought Emmanuel Quickly was going to have a good game. A lot of his shots were in and out, whether it was a layup or a 3 or whatever. A lot of his shots were in and out. He gave his effort on defensive end though, but he wasn't really that effective. Obi Toppin was on his, corner 3, corner Kev thing, hit 205. Surprisingly, Thibodeau, he's doing his thing. Thibodeau is really kind of changing, man. And it's funny. I mean, Obi only got 13 minutes today. And I think him blowing rotations kind of contributes to that. But Tibbs actually played Obi and Randall together again today. Yeah. And this is with all 3 centers available. So I know people are mad and pissed at Tibbs, but there's certain things that Tibbs have been doing that's actually showing improvement. One of those is the willingness to experiment. He's doing the Obi Toppin, Julius Randle pairing once again. Also, shout to Terry from Terry and Trey. He kind of tweeted this. The out of timeout plays have been pretty good. We've seen a nice one where Brunson gave an alley-oop to Mitchell Robinson out of timeout. And low-key, his out of timeout plays all season have been really good. I don't know if it's just that we have better players or we have Jalen Brunson who's able to direct traffic better. Or is it just experience? But his out of timeouts have been good. And, we actually started to play the kids a little bit. Cam is getting minutes. People probably not excited about how many minutes Cam got today, but I kind of feel like he was lost on the rotations too with Obi a little bit. So I kind of understand it. And I don't know. I kind of got to give Tibbs a little bit of props. Sorry, Tibbs haters, but, doesn't hold Randall accountable all the way, but, he's starting to experiment. And call it how I see it.
Yeah, and this is how you know Tibbs is changing because when he brought Randall into the game to play with Obi, at first Obi was coming out the game because Obi thought that he was coming out the game for Randall. So Randall at the corner, he was like, "Yep, Randall's coming in the game. I'm out." But then Obi's like, "Oh, I'm not out. Okay,
it's me." Exactly. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna give Mitch a blow, and I'm not putting Hartenstein in. And it's really just time to play Sims at this point. And I talked about this yesterday, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Hartenstein has that contract, and to me, that's the only reason why Hartenstein's even playing right now, because the Knicks gave him a contract. And they were like, you know what, we're going to play you right now. Because otherwise, I feel like Sims would have took his lunch and his minutes. And it's looking crazy. All the Hartenstein should start crowd at the beginning of the season is looking they're down real bad right now, Brian. They're down real bad.
Facts. And to be honest about it, I think a game like tonight would have been perfect for Sims because you got two bigs that play on the perimeter in Lopez and Giannis, and Sims being a great perimeter defender as he is. I think Sims would have did great tonight, especially with the rotations and being, defending on the perimeter against Lopez and Giannis. So I think this would have been the right game for Sims to play. But like you said, Hardesty got the contract. When he was brought in, he was expected to get playing time, and I guess as a coach, as Tibbs, you got to honor that. So,
got to. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. We're gonna have to remedy that some situations somehow, man. We need to get some minutes and back up the block nest monster who's out here dominating these bigs out here. Too bad we didn't get the win today, though. But salute to the chat. Shout out to Robert Rivera Jr., Craig Warrior, everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show. We have a caller on the line. All right, introducing my man Picks for Timmy. Picks, let her know what you want to talk about, sir.
Yo, what's good, man? What's good, Jay Ellis? What's good, man? Ryan G.
What's going on?
That's the facts, bro.
Yes, sir.
Look, man, it's another one of those games, man. It's a heartbreaker, but we used to this as Knicks fans, man. But there's a lot of good takeaways, man. My guy, I'm gonna start with my guy Grimes, man.
Yeah.
The energy that he brings to that first unit, like my guy Mitchell Robinson is so happy right now, bro. I'm sure he invited Grimes to Thanksgiving dinner, bro, because he is the only Knick in the starting unit, man, that fights over the pick. Like he's like the only one like who wants to fight over the top. So it's like Mitch gets that extra second to be able to reposition and actually play good defense and not have to play three people on the way to the rim. I'm like, yo, look, we need more of this out there. Cam tries to do it, but Cam really struggles to fight over the top of the pick sometimes with guards that are smaller with really good speed. Like, it's hard for him to keep up with that, I think, especially after the injury. But, yo, man, the hustle that Grimes is bringing, certified dog, bro, dog. Shout out to my guy, Jalen Brunson, man. So, my thing with Brunson, yo, is the play, it's all there. His acumen, as far as like how he's thinking the game, it's all there. The only thing that I want to see from him, man, is just he might have to take a page out of IT's book, yo, and just smack Julius Randle in the face real quick, bro. Just bring him to the side, man. Sit him down, yo. Like, look.
He taking shots. Wait, you said smack? What did you say?
This is not yours.
Yeah, you crazy.
yeah, no doubt, man. Like, Isaiah Thomas and Julius back in the day, they had that little beef when they were playing with the Lakers. So sometimes, man, Julius just he might need somebody to pull his chain a bit. And I'm ready to see Brunson. If he does that, I'm on board all the way, bro. And then, man, shout out my guy Mitch, man. Mr. Stretch 5 in the building. We out here, bro.
We out here, man.
Man. We blocking shots, bro.
We blocking shots. We getting rebounds, offensive and defensive.
We Escobedo, yo. We don't care about Brook Lopez out here. We getting offensive boards. We getting offensive boards. Flexing on them,
yeah,
dog.
Lee.
Yeah, man, but I'm gonna start playing, man. My guy Lee about to pull out the pen and go crazy on me on the.
It's like no team has won a championship without Stretch 5 in the last 20 years. And put out the stats on
you. Oh my gosh, man! Hey, yo, salute, fellas, man. Shout out to KOT family. Shout out to Fritz, best mod in the game.
Thanks.
Jay Ellis, let's go, man. Yo, Ryan G, let's go get it, man. Don't smack nobody, Ryan G. Calm down, bro. We got this, man. Okay, man. We're gonna be out here, bro, man. Y'all lock in, man. Take it easy, fellas. Later.
All right, peace. He knows Ryan G. He knows the G in Ryan G stands for gangster, and you just be smacking people. He knows.
Facts, but I'm chill though. Indy
chill
called
now.
me down though. Indy called me down. I'm chill.
Indy took the New York out of you.
Word, I'm chill right now. Chilling.
Nah, but listen, man. Mitchell Robinson needs to take Grimes out to dinner. All right, because he's single-handedly going to keep him in the game by keeping him out of foul trouble because of the way he plays defense. Mitch, you only got to guard one person tonight when Grimes is in the game, okay? That's it. Just shout out to Quentin Grimes. All right, yo, I'm going to end it here. It's a short show. All in all, listen, man, I'm really curious to see where we're going to end up in like around January to see if we start to climb up these ranks of offensive rating, defensive rating. Because right now it's crazy. Our offensive rating is we're 7th in the league in points per game without shooting a 3, and it's all because of the pace and the way we get to the line. I think we're like top 10 in pace. We get to the line a bunch of times, and we're like number 1 in getting into the paint. So all those things kind of make up for the fact that we can't hit a 3 to save our life. But if we just tweak a little bit, like we're right there. We're right on the precipice. We play a little bit more defense to not be the 24th best defense in the league, and we shoot a little bit more threes. We're right in the mix of it, man. We're right in the mix of it. Next thing you know, maybe not just playing. Maybe we're like, maybe we're like 7th. All right. Salute to the chat, man. I'm gonna end the show right there. Nice short show. Next game is Saturday versus the Mavs. I think I'm gonna do, since it's a big layoff, I think what I'm going to do is a Mavs preview show on Friday. So I think I'm gonna do that then. So you guys look out for the preview show on Friday. Talk about Knicks Mavs. All right. And shout out to the Mavs. I see that pick is looking real good for the Knicks. I think it's top 10 protected. You're number 11. Stay right there. All right. Right there, number 11. Perfect.
Don't rise up. Don't rise up.
Don't rise up. Don't rise up. All right. All right. That is our show, Ryan G. Let them know where you can find you, sir. Ryan G. Ryan G froze right at the end of the show. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, you can find Ryan G on Twitter at RyanGKOT. And you can also find him on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'. Yo, Ryan. At least he lasted the whole episode. So definitely you already see that Fritz put those things in the chat. So go follow Ryan G on those social medias. Don't worry, Ryan, you frozen, but I still got your back. Okay. And for us, for KOT, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Get our snapbacks at black and white and blue and orange as well at nicktimeshow.com. And also follow us on Twitter at the KOT Show, Instagram at the Knick of Time Show, and Facebook at the Knick of Time Show as well. So shout out to our followers, and also shout out to whoever got the chat. Shout out to Chad who just purchased a blue and orange KOT snapback. Salute to you, man. Really appreciate all the supporters. All right. Shout out B Willis. I see you, B Willis. I see you, Liam Neeson. We out here. That is our show. All right. So you guys know the drill. As always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's our show. We are out of here. Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York. city of dreams.